On a cloudy afternoon in Little Whinging, Harry Potter was not anticipating any trouble. He was simply walking back to Privet Drive after spending time away from his neglectful relatives, the Dursleys. Despite the warm evening, there was an unusual chill in the air that seemed to follow him as he ambled along the quiet street. Suddenly, the air became colder, and Harry could see his breath in front of him. It was then he felt the eerie sense of being watched. Creeping out of the shadows came two Dementors, beings he hoped he would never encounter again after his time at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. These creatures, who drained any joy from their surroundings, were a threat Harry knew was serious. His heart started pounding as they closed in on him, making everything around blur into darkness. Harry felt the happiness being sucked out of him, his mind beginning to wade through the swamp of his worst memories. Desperately clutching his wand, the spell he learned in his third year came rushing back to him. "Expecto Patronum," he shouted, his voice echoing in the stillness. Out of his wand burst a brilliant, silvery stag, charging directly at the Dementors. The Patronus, full of strength and light, sent them fleeing back into the shadows from which they had emerged. Harry took a moment to catch his breath as the warmth slowly returned to the summer evening. The familiar buzz of Little Whinging resumed its quiet chatter. This encounter was more than just a scare, it was a reminder of the dangers that awaited him, even away from the magical world. Harry knew he had to be vigilant, for something deeper, something darker seemed to be searching for him. With a newfound determination and his trusty wand by his side, Harry continued his walk back. In the magical world of Hogwarts, Harry Potter was feeling particularly restless. His messy black hair fell over his forehead as he sat pondering the many mysteries surrounding his life. Little did he know that this year would be unlike any other. One chilly evening, Harry was summoned to the hidden headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix, a secret society formed to fight against the dark wizard, Voldemort. As he entered the dimly lit room, filled with whispering portraits and the clinking of mysterious objects, he felt the tension in the air. Professor Dumbledore, wise and with eyes that twinkled behind half-moon spectacles, greeted him with a knowing smile. Dumbledore explained the gravity of the situation. "Harry, there is a prophecy that connects you and the Dark Lord Voldemort. It is time you learned of its contents." Harry's heart pounded in his chest. The room seemed to grow quieter, as if the very walls leaned in to hear the revelation. The prophecy, stored in a delicate glass orb, was retrieved by Dumbledore. With a gentle tap, it began to glow, and a voice echoed softly, recounting the prophecy. The prophecy foretold how neither can live while the other survives. This revelation struck Harry like a thunderbolt. It meant that he and Voldemort were destined to confront each other, trapped together in an inescapable fate. Harry felt a whirlwind of emotions, fear, confusion, but also clarity. He knew now that his journey was intertwined with the dark magic that had plagued his past. Yet, within him, ignited a spark of determination. He was not alone in this fight. With allies like Hermione and Ron by his side, along with the members of the Order, Harry felt more ready than ever to face whatever lay ahead. As Harry left the meeting, he gazed up at the night sky. The stars glittered like tiny beacons of hope. Despite the daunting task that lay ahead, Harry knew that every step forward was one step closer to fulfilling his part in the fantastical story, where good and evil would clash in a fight for the future. With newfound resolve, Harry walked back into the heart of Hogwarts, ready to embrace his destiny. In the magical halls of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, whispers and secrets had a funny way of traveling faster than owls. For young Harry Potter, this was no different. The students were growing anxious as Professor Umbridge, the new defense against the dark arts teacher, refused to teach them how to defend themselves. One dreary evening in the Gryffindor common room, Hermione Granger clutched a piece of parchment covered in messy notes. Her bushy hair frizzed with excitement. "We need to learn real magic, especially with what's happening outside," she insisted, eyes gleaming with determination. Ron Weasley, seated next to Harry with a chocolate frog in hand, nodded sagely, though with chocolate smeared on his cheek. "Count me in, mate," Ron said, his voice full of mock seriousness. And so, the idea of Dumbledore's army was born. Their secret meetings soon became the highlight for many. Neville Longbottom, who once couldn't get a spell right, found his confidence soaring as he mastered his first stunning spell. Luna Lovegood, with her dreamy voice, added a sense of wonder to the lessons. Harry, now not just known for his lightning bolt scar, took on the mantle of a leader. Every session, in the hidden room of requirement, Harry would teach his friends spells of protection, from patronuses to disarming charms. Word spread quietly among trusted friends, but soon enough, it was not just Gryffindors sneaking through corridors, but also Ravenclaws, Hufflepuffs, and even a few Slytherins. Professor Umbridge might have been a threat, but in those moments, the students found courage. One fateful night, the meeting was suddenly cut short. Loud footsteps echoed. It was Filch and Umbridge snooping around. Hearts pounded in the chest of every student as they scattered like whispers in the wind, each thanking Harry silently for his bravery. Though they disbanded for a while after that scare, the spirit of Dumbledore's army couldn't be shattered. For in Harry's secret society, each young witch and wizard learned the most powerful magic of all, the courage to stand up for what is right. Once upon a time, in the magical world of wizards and witches, there was a brave boy named Harry Potter. Harry was not an ordinary boy. He had a special lightning-shaped scar on his forehead, and he was known all over the wizarding world. He had the power to see visions that sometimes showed him important and urgent situations. One night, as Harry was preparing for his exams at the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, he had a terrible vision. He saw his beloved godfather, Sirius Black, being tortured in a mysterious and shadowy place. Harry woke up in a fright, his heart pounding with worry and fear for Sirius. Driven by the urgency of the vision, Harry knew he had to act fast. Sirius meant the world to him, and he could not bear to lose the only family he felt connected to. Without wasting a moment, Harry gathered his closest friends, Hermione, known for her intelligence and quick thinking, Ron, his loyal and brave best friend, along with a few other friends who were part of Dumbledore's army. Harry explained the vision to them, describing the dark corridors of the Ministry of Magic, where he believed Sirius was being held captive. Despite their fears, his friends decided to help Harry in this daring rescue mission. Courage and friendship fueled their determination as they planned their secret trip to the Ministry. Under the cloak of night, they sneaked out of the school and embarked on their journey. The path was filled with challenges, but the bonds of friendship and their unwavering determination kept them going. As they reached the Ministry, the grand building loomed over them, with its many twists and turns. Guided by Harry's visions and intuition, they navigated the complex corridors, bravely facing any obstacles in their way. Finally, they arrived at the mysterious room shown in Harry's vision. Turning the corner, to their relief, they did not find Sirius, which led them into a complex twist. They realized it was a trap set by their enemy, Voldemort. In the end, though the journey was dangerous, it brought Harry and his friends closer together. Their courage shone brighter than ever, and they learned the value of friendship and trust. Soon after, they returned to Hogwarts, stronger and more united than before. And so, Harry Potter and his friends continued their adventures, always ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Once upon a time, in the magical world of witches and wizards, there was a place called the Ministry of Magic. It was an enormous building filled with secrets, where magical laws were made and maintained by the most powerful wizards. But one dark night, A battle erupted within its mysterious hallways and majestic chambers. In the heart of this chaos was a brave group of young wizards led by a boy named Harry Potter. Harry had been living under a dark shadow his whole life, knowing that the wicked sorcerer Voldemort was somewhere out there. Determined to fight the growing darkness, Harry and his friends ventured into the Ministry, searching for a hidden prophecy. As the clock ticked, ominous shadows slithered down walls, and strange noises echoed throughout the corridors. The battle had begun. Harry's heart pounded as spells shot across the room like colorful comets, each carrying enormous power. Among his allies was his godfather, Sirius Black, a man with a smoky voice and a heart full of courage. His rustic laugh would echo through Harry's ears like a comforting lullaby, assuring him that everything would be all right. Harry's world shattered as he realized he would never hear Sirius's laugh again. It was a moment of great sorrow. Yet the battle raged on. A fierce, terrifying duel unfolded as Harry and his friends stood against their formidable foes, the Death Eaters. Then, out of the darkness, in the heart of the Ministry's atrium, the ultimate villain appeared, Voldemort himself. His presence was like a chilling wind, sweeping terror across everyone. But just as he seemed invincible, a greater wizard joined the fray. Professor Dumbledore, with his beard flowing and eyes twinkling like stars, arrived to confront Voldemort. Spells flew with dazzling brilliance, filling the night air like fireworks on a cold winter's night. Finally, as dawn approached, the battle ceased, and the unthinkable truth was revealed to the world. Voldemort had returned, and with that revelation, the magical world was changed forever. Harry stood with his friends, tears for Sirius, yet determination in his eyes, knowing the journey ahead would be fraught with danger and courage. And so, a new chapter in the battle against darkness had begun.